What awaits Macron? Ruling majority, hung parliament, or cohabitation? Paris. French President Emmanuel Macron may also locate himself without a ruling majority for the duration of his second term and unable to push via his monetary reform agenda with a loose hand after a brand new left-wing alliance did properly in the first round of voting. The 2D spherical will be hung on Sunday. Here are 3 feasible results. Absolute majority scared off by more and more strident warnings in opposition to Jean-Luc Mélenchon's radical left platform. Electorate choose more than 289 Macron-supported applicants to parliament. He may have unfastened rein to pressure through his manifesto, which incorporates a contested pension reform. Even so, the president is not going to locate it as easy to push regulation via parliament as all through his first mandate. His former Prime Minister, Edouard Philippe, who's broadly believed to harbor presidential aims, has created his personal birthday party, formally a part of Macron's majority, and is probable to want a say on law, pushing for greater conservative guidelines on pensions and public deficits, for example. With a decent majority, even a small contingent of lawmakers may want to assist make Philippe a kingmaker in the course of Macron's 2D term. Hung parliament. Macron's coalition fails to reach the 289 mark and does now not command a majority of seats, notwithstanding being the biggest party in parliament. This is an unusual occasion under the Fifth Republic, and there's no institutional rule to observe to construct a coalition, as is the case in international locations like Belgium or the Netherlands. Macron can also need to attain out to other parties, probably the center-right less Republicans, to shape a coalition, which might likely involve imparting prominent cupboard roles to competitors and manifesto changes in go back for parliamentary aid. He could also attempt to poach lawmakers, in my opinion, and provide sweeteners to encourage them to interrupt ranks with their events. Failing that, Macron may be compelled to barter bill with the aid of invoice, securing center-right guide for his financial reforms, for instance, even as attempting to win over the center-left guide on some social reforms. That might slow down the pace of reforms and may result in political deadlock in a country in which consensus building and coalition work isn't always ingrained within the political lifestyle. But the president would still have a few hints up his sleeve. He should, at any time, call for a new snap election, as an instance, or use Article 49.3 of the Charter that threatens a new election if a bill isn't accredited. Cohabitation. Mélenchon defies opinion polls and his NUPES alliance wins a majority inside the National Assembly. Under the French Charter, Macron have to name a high minister who has the support of the lower house, and cohabitation follows. Macron isn't forced to pick out the person recommended by means of the bulk for best. However, need he refuse to call Mélenchon, a strength struggle could almost really take place with Parliament, with the brand new majority in all likelihood to reject some other candidate recommended by Macron. Cohabitation would go away. Macron with few levers of energy in his hands and upend his reform schedule. The president could hold the lead on overseas coverage, negotiate global treaties, however cede maximum day-to-day policymaking to the government. There were few previous durations of cohabitation in post-war France. They commonly caused institutional anxiety between the president and prime minister, but have been exceedingly popular with the citizens. Polls show this to be the least possibly of the 3 outcomes.